I'm starting this video here in Needles. Oh, look at an Amtrak train. That's kind of unusual. For the most part, we just see freight trains going by here. Every time I drive past this thing right here, looks like a old, it could have been a Tasty Freeze or something. But every time I go by here, it makes me think of the first time we took a visit out here to Needles. It was probably July, so it was very hot. It's a motel now, but I think it was a Tasty Freeze. We got ice cream, and I was thinking how hot it was here. You know, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, so it was warm. It made me think, it's hot as Needles. Stop along the way. And just take a look at this old, I call this a Model A. Four-cylinder, hand crank to start it. Probably could use a battery or something, but see, they transmission, a handbrake. This is a stop along Route 66, Old Texaco. This is Needles. I don't know what service station this was. Doesn't really, oh, 76, another 76, okay. I don't know if they're trying to restore this or just left it the way that it was, but price per gallon there. See, when the prices started getting too high, they couldn't. That's the way it was when I remember when I was a kid. 32 cents a gallon. Wasn't that Trump's speech last night something? Oh, I loved every minute of it. I'll tell you, Democrats out there, and there weren't a damn thing they could do about it. Yeah! This is the infamous Needles Underpass. Now you go to, or just do a Google search for Needles Underpass. There's a house on the other side of this, right here, this underpass, and I was running a 24-hour, 7-day webcam. Go to Needles Underpass and you can He's got his webcam on there. The other side you can see. It used to be there weren't these bars going across right here. It's given the low clearance height, 8 feet, low clearance. And they would always crash underneath this bridge. I suppose since they put these bars up here, that isn't happening so much anymore, but yeah, Google search Needles Underpass for a house that's got its webcam trained on this all the time. Little red caboose, chug, 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 little red caboose, chug, 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 little red caboose behind a big long train. Yeah, what it was. This is a switch, it's a switch yard over here. We're going to go over here and see if we can talk to some engineers that are doing a shift change. Half of them go to West Coast and half of them go out there going east. So we're going to go see where that's looking like. This is the way that I remember it. My dad used to put my brother and my mom on the Santa Fe, it wasn't called Amtrak in those days, but put us on the train to go back to visit family in the Midwest. But what's interesting is this character they call Spike, an offshoot from the Snoopy cartoon that's kind of exclusive to Needles. They put whiskers on Snoopy and they call him Spike. Right across the street is the train station. Now, this is the old, I believe, Harvey House. We're going to go over here and take a look at the marquee and read that and see what it says. Here it is. I guess it's Garces, but yeah, second floor. It's 64 rooms that house guests and the Harvey Girls. Some of the more famous guests included George Patton, Charlie Chaplin, Beta Barra. I'm not familiar with them. Closed as a Harvey House in 1949. We're going to take a look around out here because this is historic downtown Needles. Well, this is what the train station used to be. Now it's basically only freight trains go by here anymore. This is where the engineers will do a shift change. No doubt this guy runs a train and he's waiting on his train to get here. Is that right? Which way you going, east or west? Oh, you're going to go over Flagstaff. Yes. And you're going out to Winslow. It'll take you 8 or 10, 12 hours to get there. Yeah, good. No, I was talking to a guy yesterday. So you're going, I bet there's snow on Flagstaff, isn't there?
Not yet.
Not sure? You just go back and forth, right? Winslow to...
There's no snow yet.
Do what?
There's no snow there yet.
There's no snow?
Very dry, yeah.
No snow in Flagstaff? I'm surprised. So anyway, you're waiting on your train, going east, and you're gonna do a shift change. Yeah, yep, I know it. So I'll sit here and idle and do a shift change and okay, we'll mosey on. This is looking to the more or less the north. That's the Harvey house down there where I was talking to that engineer. And of course, you know, last night Trump did that epic speech in front of Congress. I'm still wowed by that, but that engineer, this is California. This is a blue state. And you know, they have no love for President Trump in this state. Boy, I thought that guy was gonna punch me in the nose. I told him, I said, did you see that speech last night Trump did? Oh no, he's full of shit and all this, you know, going on like that. And I told him, I said, you know, all those Democrats could do was just sit there and take it. They were seething. Their hate just boiling over. Boy, I thought that guy was gonna punch me in the nose. There's a marijuana dispensary right over there. And of course, there's the train going by over there, the train yard. So I'm not far from that. And then there's another marijuana dispensary right over there. So we're getting on to what I'm talking about here, about this town having one on every block, basically. There must be a grower here that just, you know, the only way they're gonna have this much marijuana. Anyway. This is kind of an interesting spot. We're on the top of it. This is all completely fenced all the way around. Locked gate. It's you know, an old cemetery. When I come around here and look at some of these gravestones, the oldest I can find is around 1913. This is on the top of the hill. Looking north. And around to the west, and Interstate 40 to the south. I'm looking south now. But see, I hang around here in Flagstaff. I'm in Needles, and I'm kind of the point where I'm deciding which direction I'm going to go. When it starts getting to be too darn hot around here, I'll have to move. But thinking about going to California, I might go out and hang out in Barstow a while, and then get on Highway 395 north and hang out in Bishop for the summer. Or since Nevada is just to the north, that way I'd let's go up to Nevada and hang out in one of those little towns in Nevada. Or I can just go up to Laughlin, and then east over to Kingman, and hang out in Flagstaff again for the summer. So I haven't decided. So a bank. Oh, what do you know? Another dispensary. Another Needles high point is this Borax wagon. Factory established at Mojave. They're spelling it with an H. They spell it sometimes with an H and sometimes with a J. About 1880 is used by Borax companies operating east of Mojave Railhead. The wagon wheels are Conestoga, and number 1 is the Mojave wheel. Wagon used in the filming of 20 Mule Team, starring Wallace Berry in the early 1940s. Brought to Needle in 1947, where it stood in front of El Rancho Motel in 1962. The wagon was given to City Needles in May 1962. So the point really being is we're getting to the point here where I want to show you a couple of movie sets. Here we go. This one was in the filming of 20 Mule Team. And we're going to go on to another part of Needles where he says the filming of Grapes of Wrath might be the next stop. I'm not certain, but we're getting there. This right here is where it said was a movie set for the movie Grapes of Wrath. This apparently is, from what the guy tells me, it's abandoned and it hasn't changed since the movie. But what we're going to do is explore this area out here a bit. This is really interesting. See these palms? These aren't your regular palm trees here. These are what they call date palms. And that thing right out there, I want y'all to take a good look at that and tell me what you think that is, because we're going to go take a closer look at it, and there's another one over there that's even in better shape. I wonder if it's haunted. Well, anyway, what's here is kind of interesting. These trees are really, you know, what's going on in the desert here, this really arid part of the desert. And these are called salt cedars. This thing's kind of overgrown. Salt cedar. Okay, I want y'all to take a good look at this and tell me what you think it is. Or was, that is. It's not is any longer. Interesting part of this town. They have these old, they have that something like. Anyway, we're going to go over and take a look at a better one, and then I'll tell you what this thing is. These salt cedars grow to be just huge. I don't know how I get this. Is some of the largest salt cedars I've seen anywhere. But this is another one. This one's in better shape than the other one. They're both the same. But see those features on top of the roof right there? And then there's another one right back here. Notice right there's a lever on it so they can open up either one or close it. What they'll do is they'll put ice in those. This is a rail car. Long since taken the wheels off of it. It's been sitting here a long time. But depending on which direction it goes, they open up one of those and close the other, and it'll blow the air. And this works totally by just blowing air past the ice. That's how this. So they load this with vegetables. And the air would blow past the ice and keep it cool that way. Looks like now it's all full of old beehives. All these things got spines on them. Boy, these are some spiny plants here. You just get close to this thing and it's gonna stick you. We'll go around back here for a minute. There's something else that's kind of interesting. This an old river boat. These are date palms. I was talking to a guy earlier and he says, yeah, it's just as I thought. This was once a date grove. You know you're in a hot desert when you see date palms. As you can see through the years, this has transitioned from a date grove to, well, perhaps a dump. But these are date palms. Date palms. But I was talking to a guy earlier who was telling me this is the Cardi's camp area, where the Grapes of Wrath film movie set was. Guy was telling me earlier this whole area is going to be is owned by Gallo, is what I believe he said, a wine company, and he's gonna be bulldozing this whole thing down in a while. And it's it here, Cardi's camp. The Grapes of Wrath movie set. This is the place where the Needles Underpass. If you Google search Needles Underpass, that's the cam right there. That is the Needles Underpass cam. Now on the other side, I did a short video on the other side of this, but on the side where the cam is. Oh, look, a pile of discarded date palms. See, these are the dates here. If they're properly harvested, they become dates. But these have been cut before. They're not even trying to make dates out of them. And this is just discarded. What would you say, pile? Salt cedar, of course, grows everywhere around here. Oh, man. Yeah, you know you're in a hot desert when you see these salt cedars and date palms. Oh, there's another date palm way out there. Oh, look! Another dispensary. Boy, they're really into it over there. Look at that. I love THC. Actually, this is the biggest one in Needles that I'm aware of. I think this is the corner dispensary right here. By the way, from this dispensary, this road to the north goes right into Arizona. So, okay, we're going to go up there and take a look over the bridge. Colorado River to the right, to the north, is Arizona. This is the California-Arizona boundary. This is looking into California, and this way looking back to that dispensary is right about there where just trucks covering up. This is looking the other way. There it is. It's going to focus. Yeah, there we go. To the east. Again, the Arizona side, that is. Dang. Oh, look! Another dispensary! Gee, I hope it's enough.